right. So I'm going to move to the next screen. And so today is another conversation that matters. And we have the pleasure of having a very special guest, Faith Mwangi from London today. But Faith is from a very unique place as well. And she has a very special story to tell. So without me spending time describing, I want to hear from Faith the special work that she is doing and a little bit about her. So Faith, welcome.
Thank you, Masami. I am from Kenya. I am Kenyan by birth and education, but right now I'm in London working for a wonderful charity called Wonder Foundation. Wonder is it's an international charity that works for the empowerment of women and girls through quality education. How I found out about Wonder, well, when I was at the university doing my undergraduate at the University of Nairobi, I happened to volunteer for one of our partners called Kianda Foundation. And I did a 1 month project where I would go to the villages and the peri-urban areas of Nairobi and to train women and girls, usually mainly women, how to start and run small businesses. And throughout my life, like when I started my career, I used to work in the bank for many years. I always call myself, I always remember the project and how it really impacted the lives of the women and their families, because I happened to go for the graduation and to hear a vote of thanks given by one of the husbands telling us not to go, to bring another training for the men, to stay in that village, and sharing with us the changes that had happened. So it always called me like my conscience home. How can I help improve the livelihoods of other people? What can I do more? So in 2021, at the height of COVID, I moved to the UK to pursue my master's. And after graduating, I had the good chance of meeting and applying for a job at Wonder Foundation. So that's how I started this role. I'm the programs and operations manager at Wonder. It is an amazing organization and great work that we do. Yeah, it's
Amazing. And you have this perfect pink glasses, which is like
thank you.
almost symbolic for the Wonder Woman you are. But I believe that the Wonder Foundation is a collective of Wonder Woman. I looked at the team on your website, and so would you like to introduce Wonder Foundation and the work of
Yes,
your amazing team?
great, thank you. So Wonder Foundation is an international charity that was founded in the UK and registered in 2012. We work in 23 countries across Africa, Asia, Latin America, and Europe. In all of these countries, we partner with women-led charities. And our collective aim is one, to empower women and girls with the knowledge, the skills, the tools, the opportunities and networks they need so that they can exit poverty for good. Yeah. We do this in a very special way, realizing that we work with leaders, women who are leaders and who are experts in their own field, that we serve the needs of the local communities that we're working with. So we don't bring on any, new projects that, we think of it independently. No, we collaborate with our partners, with the leaders in those areas, and then we collaborate. It's very much a collaboration, very much a partnership. It's also important for me, I think, to tell you that the work that we do is founded on 6 pillars. And these pillars, it's our approach to work. Yeah. So we believe in quality education that is at an international level standard in whatever. So all our programs are education related. So we work to support, to collaborate with educational projects that are local, that are meaningful and will leave long-term impacts. So we believe in quality education. So it could be hospitality training, it could be training in nursing, it could be supporting a primary school or a foundation that has a primary, secondary, and vocational school. So then we believe in mentoring and accompaniment. So all our girls, all the women that go through these projects that take part in the activities have the availability of getting one-to-one mentoring. We follow the empath methodology of mentoring that is evidence-based research because we believe that the best way to exit poverty is to ensure that the executive function of our women and girls is working. So we give them the tools to make your goal, to go after your goal, and to achieve your goal. Then we believe in family engagement because it is true that your family most likely will support you to be the best version of yourself or to be the woman or the girl that you will be. And they also, it's possible that they can be quite detrimental in this. So we partner with families, ensuring that the families are engaged in the education of the women and girls. They support them. We can inform them truly. Yeah. Then we believe in empowering spaces, place where the women come in, the schools, the training centers, the clubs they attend, they lift the dignity of the women. Yeah. They make them want to be themselves when they're there. And then we believe in sustainable employment. So all the vocational trainings that we support, all the educational projects will be supporting an industry, a sector that the women can get sustainable employment. And if they cannot, we also ensure that they get entrepreneurship or business skills so that they can start their own businesses, so that they can go after, they have other different avenues or to get transferable skills that they can be independent in whatever areas they choose. Then lastly, we believe in partnerships for impact. So we ensure that the lessons that are happening in Ivory Coast can be applied. We can share them with our partners in Kenya. What is happening in Kenya that we can share with South Africa? What can the Sub-Saharan Africa teach Europe? What are the new emerging things that are coming up in mentoring when we're implementing new mentoring methodologies? So we give our partners a space to have a conversation, to learn from each other and with each other.
Amazing, amazing. And there was a question from someone wondering what countries Wanda works in and how they measure their outcomes. But before you respond to that question, I think it would be nice to have a quick look at what you do and how do you do it on this website, because you talked about the pillars, right? And then I noticed that, like on your website, it talks about your methodology and why women and girls. But what I wanted to also highlight is the amazing reach that you have. So I spotted this page and then looked at some of the numbers here. So is it okay that I just click on few of these randomly? So for example, so let's go to Brazil. So it said 43% of girls in Brazil are out of school. 43%, right? And then you can learn more, but let's see another one. El Salvador, 10% of the total population are living in extreme poverty. Or Guatemala, girls only attend schools for an average of 4.1 years. Then you go to, India, Nigeria, 48% of girls are married before the age of 18. Philippines, 10% of women in the Philippines work without pay in the family. So, these are the countries that you are working in, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And so, Faith, the
Yes.
world has overwhelming challenges, right? So this is the bigger statistics of what's happening in the world.
Yes.
How do you address this? What kind of changes are you seeing with your work?
That's very interesting. Thank you for asking that question, Masami. I'll take that. Can I use a case study or an example?
Yeah, sure, please do.
And of course, home is always best. So I will use my home country, Kenya. We ran a project called Mwangaza, which is light in Swahili. And it was really basically having business skills training for women. These were 600 women received business skills training. And after this, we did an very intensive collection of data for our monitoring and evaluation, because we have a social impact manager located in Kenya. And we learned from the answers that we got from the women, 76% of the women in Mwangaza project saw financial growth within 9 months. So the training was 6 months, and then they have follow-up a bit after, but within 9 months of the training, 76% of the women saw financial growth. And that is
Wow.
incredible. So and that was not the only measure we had. We tried to see what was the impact on the family life. I remember the case, we have a webinar on our socials about this. We shared the webinar. And one of the participants, we had 2 participants of the project sharing their experience and sharing what this project meant to them. One of the ladies, called Joyce, explained how when the classes started, when she started going for the classes, she had been depressed and she couldn't engage. She wasn't, she was just existing in some limbo. And then later on, when she was giving the webinar, she was telling, now she's a business owner. Now she can, she's a mentor in ongoing projects like this for Kenyans. Now her children are taken care of. We have had women who were suicidal and were thinking, of eliminating even their children because of the situation. I can tell you, mental health is such an issue in Kenya. But this project brought in even counseling because it identified that mental health was needed. And the women were, it caught like wildfire. And it's incredible the things that have happened because of this project. And, in all spheres of life, children getting education because their mothers are happier, families becoming more united, the women themselves becoming, mentors.
Wow, amazing. It's amazing how even in the places where resources are limited and the situations are difficult, how much of the difference it makes by having a different understanding of the ability and the power that we and the people already have. So that is just really a powerful example of what you can bring into a difficult situation, right? And
Yes.
why,
Sorry.
so my question also for you is why, first of all, why girls and why
Okay.
woman? And then also, why Wonder Foundation?
Perfect. I'll start with why girls, why women, and group it into one. And I have 3 reasons why women. They vary in the range. The first one is a lesson, a message from Kofi Annan, the late Kofi Annan, and he says there is no tool for development more effective than the education of girls. This is my lived experience. I've been very happy to see, to have a mother who is very supportive in education, to have aunties who will go to the lengths to, but I've also seen what is have done for our homestead and for the various people in our community. And I agree with this statement. The second reason is from the Clinton Global Initiative, and it says, in a research they said, when women work, they invest 90% of their income back to their families, back to their communities. Now, I'm not against men. I'm just giving the numbers that the Clinton Initiative has given. And it says compared with 35% for men. Yeah.
Wow.
So it says by focusing on women and girls, innovative businesses and organizations can soar and can spur economic growth because men, boys, women, and all our communities we benefit when women take part in the economic activities of a country because there's greater GDP. So by educating and by focusing on women, one, because it is true they have been women have been neglected for long. There are a lot of systemic barriers that limit women. But if the women get these tools, they are good for all of us, for all our communities. Yeah. So lastly, I'll say in 2017, Project Drawdown did a research on climate change solutions, and they ranked education of girls as the sixth most effective strategy to combat climate change. So, but according to them, it was better than having electric cars or having solar panel as solutions for climate change. So, I think if women also make up almost half the population of the world, so why are we leaving them behind? So this is the why women. The second question was, could you kindly remind me that's the women and girls. Why
Yeah, and then the Why Wonder
I
Foundation.
remember why Wonder Foundation. Because Wonder Foundation has a holistic approach to the woman. So we work with experts, local experts. So they know the needs of their communities. They know the need of the women there. We too are experts in this field. All the Wonder Women on that page, it's a fantastic team. So Wanda has, and we're using the best tools, the best mentoring methodology I've seen, and we can see evidence after use that it is working. Yeah. So the holistic approach for Wanda really speaks to my values. I share their values, and it works. More than that, it works.
Amazing, amazing. And you have a couple of stories that you can share with us today. And the reason of this conversation is to showcase this amazing work of the B1G1 worthy causes, people representing those important projects that we get to support on a regular basis, right? Like, so some of the people here the contributors perhaps of the B1G1 movement and supported your project. Other people could be popping back by as a out of curiosity, right? But I think what you can highlight also is the stories of real people. So would you like to share?
Yes. And by sharing this, I think I want our listeners to have at the back of their mind that it's amazing, more than the lives changed and everything. It's the spirit of giving that I see with the girls in our communities. Like Joyce went on to become a mentor in the project that helped her. So I'll start in South Africa. This is a club called Itubelisha. It's a fantastic club in the township of Alexandra. It's called Alex in the locals. Prone to gang violence, but this club offers girls ballet lessons, cooking classes, after place to do their homework on Saturdays, a place for friendships. Yeah. So these girls have a club coordinator, and her name is Hannah. And Hannah was did Itubelisha. So she's coming back as an alumni of Itubelisha to train the girls in the lessons that she, herself got, and she's seeing it affect, the older girls become mentors to the younger ones becoming a mentor back home, parents coming to see, oh, what is it that you're doing to our daughters? We also want in. The mothers of the girls at Idubelisha have started this little club also because they want they want also to get a bit of what their daughters are getting, which is a fantastic experience. The second thing, the other very amazing project that we have going on right now is in the Philippines. It is a fantastic project given by our partner called B1G.
B1G1.
CPD. BCPD. Now they're training 100 healthcare workers over a period of 2 years, so 50 every year. And part of the project, so the core part of the project is these are part of the ladies that are training under this. So they are doing healthcare ADs with the idea of they can go back and become nurses, they can become healthcare professionals or healthcare ADs in their own right. So part of the project that I want to talk about, again, with giving back, is what the girls, the students are currently doing or have been doing as part of the project activities, which is having outreach missions in the areas that are nearby. So every so often, like in April, in May, in June, they had outreach missions where they would join doctors, say in the Rotary Club, and they would go out and give local people a health day. So it's free of charge, it's open to the whole community, and it's open for all, from the children to the old ones. And they're also giving them lessons on nutrition, they're giving them lessons on, healthy lifestyles, how hygiene classes, stuff like this. And then part of it is also they take part when some international, like the doctors in their areas are going to do cleft surgeries. They have cleft surgeries.
Yeah.
So they go and help to give the after or the pre-care. Yeah. So again, the girls in blue are part of the project that we are having. And it's amazing because they come back to BCPD, to their school, and they say, oh, I thought I was the poorest. Then I went there and I saw poorer people than me.
Mm.
And I was very happy to be able to be of use to other people. It wasn't so important that they saw people who were more in need, but that they felt useful. They felt that they can bring change, that is inspiring them to do more and to want to do this more.
Wow. It's amazing, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
the power of the spirit of giving and making a difference, how the power of one can be magnified by understanding that the power of who we are. And even when we didn't think we had a lot, we all have something that we could give. And by
Yeah.
giving and helping, that helps us to be more resourceful, more powerful, and a greater change maker. So your work, Faith, and your team's work is doing just so much more than what we can count in numbers. And it's just very, very inspiring.
Thank you. We do it because of partners like you, people who support us, partners like the people who come to B1G1, and whatever contribution, it could be £5, it could be £10, it could be 30. And once we accumulate this, it will help a girl get a scholarship. It will help it will help an orphan girl in the DRC to become a nurse and take care of her brother and take care of her family. So it is the little bits that is cumulative.
Yeah,
It
amazing,
could be the
amazing.
person who is listening to this chat and you go back and you tell your family or your network, oh, I listened to this, and check out Wonder Foundation. And maybe you could, it could be you do a campaign for us. And so all these things do count, and we do it because of the support of the people who share our vision and our cause.
Yeah, I also secretly went into the system, Beyond Your system, and looked into what's happening with your project over the years. Then I noticed that, for example, already the members of B1G1, the businesses around the world, have contributed 119,252 days of education. And then
Oh,
4,532 days of life enhancement support, and so much more. So we have
mm,
more than 135,000 impact
thank
over the
you.
years of working together. But I believe that
Yeah,
we could perhaps do so much more and make a big dent in those realities, the big numbers we saw, because it's so easy to get overwhelmed by the enormity of the challenges. But the power of one woman and power of your organizations have
yeah.
such profound ripple effect, especially because we get to be part of that vision and the dream.
Yeah, thank you. Masami, if you allow me, I will go very quickly over the countries that we are in for the person who had acted, yeah?
Mm.
The countries we are in. So in Latin America, we're in Guatemala, in Honduras, in El Salvador, in Venezuela, Brazil, Peru, and Bolivia. In Africa, we're in Ivory Coast, in Nigeria, in Cameroon, in DR Congo, in Uganda, Kenya, and South Africa. And in Europe, we are in Spain, United Kingdom, Poland, and Slovenia. We had a project last year in Sweden. Then in Asia, we are in Lebanon, Kazakhstan, India, and Philippines. And we are very happy if you want to support a particular country, you can tell us. I want to support this project in this country because we are very happy for that. Yeah, we have a supporter who does Lebanon. So we have a very particular supporter who wants to give back to our country, India. So that's fine with us.
Yeah, so what we are looking at, regularly is to review the project mix from each of the organization in B1G1 and then to expand the project program scope over time. So perhaps this will give us opportunity to look at other visions that so far B1G1 contribution hasn't reached, and then see how we can strategically and intentionally expand the reach to more people. And as we wrap up this lovely conversation, thank you, Faith, I just want to do something special to acknowledge the time you have contributed as well. So let me pull out this screen again. And so here it is. So I pulled out the project from Wonder Foundation and curated this on a link over here. So the people who are on this call can scan. You can do that too, Faith.
Yes, of course.
You can scan the QR code and then let me know which project. Well, it's very difficult to choose, by the way, which project you want to create the impact with today. And the impact will be paid by me, so you don't need to pull out your credit card. And so the second one, the first one is the Philippine one that we also talked a little bit about, the vocational training one. And the second one is also special because this support for displaced families is actually for the families from Ukraine who are in Poland as refugees. And then we have a project in United Kingdom. Some of you may be joining in from the United Kingdom today. Wonder Foundation's project is also available in B1G1, which is working with people in the UK. And then we have one in Guatemala. So plenty of options. We have more projects inside the B1G1 system. So if you are a B1G1 member, you are very welcome to go and find Wonder Foundation's projects and make even more of a difference, right?
Thank you.
Yes.
I would choose Poland just because we cannot be blind to what is happening around the world in all these situations. So in support and in very much as an act, as an action against war and violence, I will choose to support the Ukrainian project today.
I got to visit Ukraine end of last year, and that was an extraordinary experience meeting with women and the families who are still living there. And but I know that millions of people left the country and then became refugees around the world. So these types of work are profoundly important. We cannot act on every single challenge at that point of disaster or war, but at the same time, the challenge that's created is a long-term one. So we really need to rally around and supporting people to rebuild their life and then uplift people and the children also having greater access to opportunities and education. So I'm so grateful for the amazing work you do. Thank you so much for the wonderful contribution that you made today by sharing your story, but also the story of Wonder Foundation and the amazing story of lives around the world. So any final word for the people who are tuning in live?
Thank you very much for joining us and taking part of this conversation, and have a lovely day.
Yeah, thank you everyone for sharing your comment there as well and spending your time to, morning or evening or afternoon. I don't know where you are from, but spending time together with us. If you are interested in learning more about the B101 program, like, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn, or perhaps that when you submit the QR code, you could share your email address, and then we will be connecting later on as well. So thank you everybody so much. And, let's have a great month of August and make lots of great impact happen together. Thank you, Faith.
Bye.
Yeah, we will speak soon. And thank you,
right.
everybody. Thank you. I will be sharing recording after this as well. So you can share the recording with your friend too. All right. All the best, everybody. Have a great week, rest of the week.